Oh, nice. I didn't know we were streaming live on YouTube.
Yes.
Is that okay for you, Konstantin?
Ya, kita
I didn't know, but I don't care. Yeah.
Minta izin dulu harusnya tadi.
And so do I. I didn't know also. So sorry about that. Okay then.
Okay.
Halo,
Halo,
good evening.
selamat. Saya buka dulu ya. Selamat malam teman-teman semua. Good afternoon, Mr. Konstantin Reinfeld. Thank you for your coming.
Thank you.
Malam ini kita mulai workshop ketiga kita yang menghadirkan Mr. Konstantin Reinfeld. Kami berterima kasih. So thank you to Mr. Konstantin. Oke, untuk itu langsung segera kita mulai. Teh Sarah, silakan.
Baik, terima kasih banyak. Thank you so much, Mr. Bagus. I will try to presenting atau mempresentasikan Konstantin Reinfeld untuk his bio. So let me share screen before. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oke, saya akan memulai untuk membacakan biografi dari Konstantin Reinfeld. Konstantin Reinfeld itu adalah salah satu pemain harmonika terbaik di dunia. Dan musikalitasnya yang dalam penguasaan instrumen virtuoso dengan percaya diri dan pastinya melampaui batas genre dan memperluas musik yang serius. Dan Konstantin Reinfeld juga dianugerahi Grammy untuk musik klasik, yaitu Opus Klasik pada tahun 2019. Juga banyak sekali karya artistiknya yang luar biasa. Dan repertoar berkisar dari Bach hingga Bartók hingga Chick Corea. Dan juga mencakup musik klasik, lalu jazz. Juga Konstantin juga membuat di beberapa musik yang ada di film. Dan juga dunia. Jadi levelnya udah sangat-sangat tinggi. Untuk pertunjukan musik, jadi menurut Konstantin Reinfeld itu adalah musik mengubah hidupnya secara meyakinkan gitu. Jadi pada usia 13 tahun, Konstantin Reinfeld mendengar harmonika di program musik televisi dan sangat-sangat tersentuh olehnya gitu. Jadi dia menemukan inspirasi di forum harmonika online yang terus dia kembangkan lebih jauh dengan musikalitas dan kreativitas. Dan juga Konstantin ini adalah pemain harmonika yang sangat-sangat tekun. Jadi segera setelah itu Konstantin dikenal dunia secara profesional dan diundang untuk tampil di festival harmonika internasional terbesar. Ya. Dan perilisan album pertamanya di sini ada albumnya adalah Mr. Quilento, menjadikannya sebagai salah satu pemain harmonika jazz terbaik. Konstantin Reinfeld juga belajar di Hochschule für Musik dan Tanzkunst atau HFMT bersama Henrik Soll, Sebastian Sternal, Annette von Eichel, namanya bacana bingung, oke, Bruno Muller, dan Niels Klein. Mohon maaf kalau salah baca ya. Dan bahkan sebelum studinya, Konstantin juga menjadi pemain harmonika pertamanya yang memenangkan hadiah pertama dalam kompetisi jazz, Jugend, gitu. Dia memilih Howard Levy, seperti yang kita tahu gitu ya, sebagai guru utamanya selama studi masternya sebagai sarjana dari Dr. Langner Jazz Master di Hochschule für Musik and Theater di Hamburg. Oke, ini adalah sepotong biografi yang pastinya kalau misalnya kita sampaikan secara keseluruhan kayaknya nggak habis-habis, tapi teman-teman bisa melihatnya di konstantinreinfeld.com Kalau mau kenal lebih dalam, dan pastinya sudah bisa juga di follow Instagramnya @Konstantin Reinfeld. So yeah, maybe that's all the biography of Konstantin Reinfeld. We are so proud that tonight we have amazing instrumental harmonica player worldwide as our speaker. So yeah, Konstantin, please give us an inspiration. Maybe you can start to share your amazing experience right now.
Oh yeah. I'm happy to tell you about my little journey. If you have any questions, you can always let me know. I'm gonna answer everything tonight. So yeah, you did find out a little bit about me in the bio, I guess. I'm still in Hamburg, so that's my last destination, basically. I graduated at the music school here in Hamburg 2.5 years ago. A little delayed because of COVID. So in the end of the whole thing, you got to play a concert, and you're gonna get grades for it. There was a live stream, and there was only one person in the audience on site. So
Okay.
I'm done with that. Right now, I'm actually still part of the school because I'm working on my PhD. So I'm doing like a partly scientific, partly artistic thing. So the artistic aspect of the whole thing is my project with the orchestra. So the whole recording and the whole composition and stuff, that's the artistic part. That's like 50%. The other 50%, that's scientific. So I'm going to write about the harmonica. And yeah, I did tell you about the orchestral project before. So that was the goal at some point. But it makes sense if I tell you about my journey in more detail. So I started out playing harmonica in 2008, 2009, and there was a TV show in Germany, like America's Got Talent. So there was a guy, older guy. There was also like a dramatic or emotional story behind it because he was partly homeless and stuff. He played harmonica on the show, and his playing sounded like single notes plus very extreme hand tremolo. You know that sound? That's how he sounded like.
Oh, amazing.
And he always moved his hands like that. Like it was very dramatic. And the first time I saw that, I was just amazed by the sound, the intimacy between the player and the instrument, and yeah, just the expression. So I became a huge fan. I watched the whole TV show, and I drove my bike to the music store in my hometown. And there I first got my Hohner blues harp, because that's what he was playing too, together with a German instruction book. And I went home, and at that time, actually, my grandparents were visiting, and we have a piano at home. So I got to see harmonica, and my grandfather said, okay, so the first thing you got to do is play the C major scale, right?
Okay, C major scale.
So I knew what that was because I started out playing piano very early on and played the clarinet afterwards. So obviously, my grandfather sat down at the piano. I had my C harmonica in my hands, and I just thought, okay, I'm gonna start out on hole one, right? So I was playing. I could do that. Had a big problem afterwards, right? So my grandfather couldn't help me. He didn't know about harmonica, and I was like, I didn't even know that I could start on hole 4 and get all the notes. So even though that was a little disappointing in the beginning, I started out working on the instrument myself, autodidactically, and worked with the book. But at that point, it was like the golden age of YouTube, I would say.
Okay.
You know, like things were just coming up. There weren't as many tutorials online as there are now, but you know, you had Adam Gusso online, Jason Ritchie with his first videos, and I was online very early on. I was very into technology at an early age, so I just subscribed to the harmonica forums. There was a German one called Harp Forum too,
Mhm.
and I started to record myself.
Oh, okay then.
So at that point, I don't know, I had like a cheap karaoke microphone going into the speakers of my parents' TV, and I recorded myself playing completely out of rhythm and stuff, you know? But that's how I got the first feedback, and that's how I got the first lessons, basically. So people on that forum told me what I could improve. I could work on my timing, work on my tone, all that stuff. And someone approached me in the forum, a German guy, blues player,
Mhm.
and he was like, "You are talented, you are young, and I want to give you some sort of a foundation you can build up on." And
Really?
that's how I got some first lessons for free online.
Oh, it's amazing.
So for me, the harmonica thing was always this online thing, you know?
Yes.
It was never in person, which is weird, but that's just the age we're living in, right?
Yes, you're right.
It
Anyway,
was,
we have Ray Harp. It's joining.
Rayana's joining.
Yeah.
How are you, my bro?
Hello. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. Yeah. sorry.
You are really late. Wait. No. It's okay, Ray.
At the moment, what do I miss?
No. Konstantin just sharing about the first time he's got the inspiration playing harmonica, and it's amazing when he found the forum of harmonica who helped Konstantin a lot in his it's just like a study or ya belajar harmonika, dan juga share, dan dia juga dikasih free untuk belajar dari salah seorang pemain harmonika yang ada di forum. Anyway, and it's amazing. I think
That's how I got my first harmonica lesson.
harmonica lessons. So if I can say that harmonica forum is also important. Jadi harmonica forum juga sangat penting ya for your music, especially when you're a beginner.
Yeah, I feel like you can't forget. Definitely, like we're doing the last 2 or 3 years, there would be the possibility of forgetting about the social aspect of the music. You know, like everybody was like on their own at home with their families or just a few people, but like the whole music thing, if it's playing with other people, even if it's just like doing electronic music and producing, or if it's exchanging about the instrument, it's always social. Like you gotta exchange with people. That's what we're doing right now. That's what the harmonica forum is about. You can't just sit in your room and practice and get good and get the connections. There's like no way of doing it, you know? You gotta have peers.
That's I agree with you. Life, it's more important. Right now we live in, and also like a YouTube channel and a lot of harmonica lessons in internet or maybe YouTube, we can get it. So let me translate it. Jadi teman-teman, apa yang sudah dilalui oleh Konstantin Reinfeld, dia juga sama seperti kita, mungkin sama seperti Mas Yaya ya, sama seperti Mas yang lainnya. A lot of people here, or a lot of harmonica player in this association, has the same experience with you, Konstantin Reinfeld, when he tried or she tried to find another harmonica lessons in YouTube and try to learn about harmonica alone in their homes, but it's okay. So Konstantin maybe want to say that itu nggak masalah teman-teman semua. Jadi kita bisa mempelajari harmonika dari berbagai cara. Itu yang mungkin bisa kita sampaikan. Anyway, Konstantin.
Anyway,
Ray.
I want to add a little bit. So
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Konstantin is one of my harmonica best friend actually. I also learn a lot from him, because jadi in the very first time, in the very early stage when I learned harmonica, I did a lot of Skype with Konstantin, so we do like jam together. Yeah, it's around 12 years ago, I think. Yeah, 2011, 2012, we did that. So like it's around 11, 12 years ago. So, and I think it's a very good idea to exchange something, right? Because I think me and Konstantin was like, we're in the same generation, harmonica player, right? And we share like a quite similar style. And Konstantin is one of the best player today. And
I agree with you. And also you, Ray Harp.
No. And he also a good teacher. So teman-teman di sini mungkin kalau ada yang pengen, if you guys wanna ask something, maybe harmonica playing tips or maybe anything, maybe you can ask to Konstantin because he explained much better than me. So please ask Konstantin, because I'm also learn from him. I learn from him a lot. Jadi gimana kita tuh belajarnya jadi kita saling belajar ya satu sama lain, aku sama Konstantin. Cuma kita tuh belajarnya gini, misalnya aku bisa apa nih hari ini, kita kayak ngejam bareng. Gue bisa ini, ya udah gue ajarin Konstantin bisa ini, ya Konstantin ngajarin gue gitu. Jadi kayak kita saling belajarnya gitu aja, jadi
so both of you supporting each other, right?
Something like that, So yes, we do some jam. Ini caranya gimana sih? Gitu.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and and
And also Konstantin has the private. He's also can give us a private lesson. So another rate. Yeah, maybe you can just check it out on his website and approach Konstantin by email. Kalau misalnya teman-teman mau private lesson sama
very recommended.
Yes, very recommended.
Highly.
Ya Kang ya.
Yeah, highly recommended.
highly recommended. Yeah, okay. And then so sorry because we have one question. So here Martonius ask you what's Howard Levy told you or give you a lessons. So
that's good.
That makes Howard Levy is different with another teacher. Maybe you can explain it.
Yeah. So starting out, of course, at some point you get bored with the blues if you want to improve on the instrument. That was the case for me. So I always wanted to improve. And the only other style of music that I could find online besides blues was jazz. And that was like the next level for me, the next level on the instrument. It wasn't the style of music I fell in love with, but I still love improvising, And of course, you encounter Howard Levy then. And the first time I met him was at the music fair in Frankfurt here in Germany in 2011. So 12 years ago. And at that point, I wasn't a Hohner endorsee yet. And I just became one because there was a session afterwards where I played and they heard me play. But I know Howard at the Hohner booth, and he actually gave a little short lesson there. And he taught me and another chromatic harmonica player from Trossingen, from Hohner town, about some diminished patterns. And I didn't have an idea. I didn't understand anything.
Okay.
Next level. But it was like diminished patterns. Stuff like that. So he was doing that. I didn't understand anything, at that point. But later on, I joined his online school, the Howard Levy Harmonica School. And actually, at that point, I think I joined for like 3 or 4 years even. And I started out playing jazz there. So after playing a lot of blues, my first video on that online school was playing the basic 2-5-1 progression with a very basic scalar pattern in all the keys. So the 2-5-1 chords in the key of C, I got my C harmonica here. You got a D minor 7 chord, a G7 chord, and a C major 7 chord. That's basically derived from the standard pop progression, which is 4-5-1. Can I play the 4-5-1 here? Do you think? Don't have an F harmonica. I can find my B flat maybe. Then I can do it. Oh yeah, I can. So you got 4, 5. That's pop music. So for jazz, you got the D minor instead of the F. I can tap that out. I'm using... Hope you can read that. So you got the D, the F, the A, and the C. And for the G7, you got G, B, D, and F. And for C major 7, you got C, E, G, B. So these are the arpeggios. These are the notes that you play on the piano at the same time to accompany. And what I did was just like a little scalar thing, C major scale, starting on D, 4-hole draw. That was the phrase I played in every key. Through all the keys, you know? And that's just the scale with one single passing note. That's the key to jazz, basically, using passing notes. Because the problem with the scales is... Yeah, let me know.
Sorry, Konstantin. Yeah, so one of our friends just asking, like, maybe could you like explain, like, in an easy way, like how to improvise, like how to do a great improvisation. I mean, like for instance, you play blues in F, or I don't know, any kind of jazz standards, and how you improvise. Maybe could you teach them like in a very basic way? I mean, right? Okay.
In a very basic way. Yeah,
in a very basic way. I want to get insight from you because I'm not a good teacher, so maybe you can teach them better. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, like not looking at the technical playing ability. I would say it's always about contrasts.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
So, like, if you listen to a good piece of pop music, there is if there's not something that surprises you, it's kind of boring or it doesn't touch you. Like, in orchestral music and jazz, you always need like some sort of contrast to give one or the other thing more meaning. So the easiest thing with a blues, for example, would be to think of these contrasts. So you got low notes and high notes. You got quiet playing, you got loud playing. So if you play quiet for a long time, so that's exciting at some point, you got some contrast. Even 2 types of contrast, I'm playing louder and I'm also starting to get more bluesy there. So that could also be a contrast, just the scales you're using or the flavors. If you're playing very major and major pentatonic like for a while, and then you add a blues note, it has way more meaning than if you play blues all the time. Like if you always play... That's just one scale. That's just one scale. There's like no contrast. If you mix it up, and if you play more majorish for some time, and you build up to that moment where you want to get bluesy. It has way more meaning. So now you got that moment of the scales changing. And it doesn't have to be that theoretical, you know? That's just an example for the scales. But it can be upper octave, lower octave. It can be quiet playing, loud playing. All the other stuff you can think of. It can be very legato. And then some staccato playing. That's another contrast, you know? And that's how you can make everything interesting. Like, not even considering technical abilities.
I just try to understand about that contrast. About yeah, you said that contrast. Maybe can we say it with in another word is more expression. It's just like a more expression for the sound that we make. It's just like there's a tone or a sound. It's more a little bit little, what was that, a little and a little higher. It's just like a more express the sound, or it's still contrast.
Yeah, it can be a contrast in so many different ways. So
Okay, that.
can be expression, doesn't have to be, you know.
Okay.
Like if you play legato
Jadi-
all the time and then you add some rhythmic stuff. That's like
yeah, got it.
different worlds, you know.
Yes, yeah.
That's exciting.
So we have to control, and we have to we have our self-awareness about we control the sound that we will make, something like that. We have to.
Yeah, I mean there are so many parameters you can control on the harmonica, so make use of it. Yeah.
Okay, let me translate it before. So, teman-teman semuanya, saya ucapkan selamat malam untuk yang baru bergabung. Sekali lagi, di sini ada Konstantin Reinfeld. Dia sedang menjelaskan bahwa bermain harmonika untuk memulai, kita bisa mengimprovisasi harmonika, coba juga untuk membuat kontras. Artinya di sini kontras itu juga, kalau yang saya tangkap, kita juga bisa mengontrol volume, rasa, tone-nya seperti apa, dan tidak semuanya selalu beritmik seperti itu, tuh mungkin lebih ekspresinya kita yang atur dan supaya tidak menjadi lebih monoton. Okay, that's it. Konstantin Reinfeld. By the way, we have a lot of questions here. So, right? Maybe you want to try to ask?
Ya.
Yeah, sure.
Mungkin aku tambahin dulu ya teman-teman tadi. Ini sebenarnya kan yang disampaikan ke Konstantin sama lah yang aku sampaikan minggu lalu kan. Jadi sebenarnya kita build itu kalau bisa kita build ya macam-macam gitu. Jadi misalnya tadi boleh dari pelan ke kencang, misalnya pelan-pelan dulu atau kencang gitu kan. Terus boleh misalnya ya tadi tambahin staccato gimana. Jadi pertama-tama misal even kalau misalnya patternnya sama, misalnya kayak patternnya sama, tapi kalau kita udah beda, misalnya patternnya sama dari bawah, misalnya, tapi nanti lama-lama ke atas kita kan bisa tambah lain juga kan, padahal niupnya sama. Terus kita tambahin misalnya, ya kita tambahin macam-macam lah maksud dia gitu tadi. Terus abis itu misalnya kayak tadi dari low note ke high note. Nah, mungkin teman-teman di sini ada yang masih bingung mungkin karena bendingnya aja sih kan. Kemarin kan ada yang bendingnya masih kurang oke tuh yang di range atas kan. Nah, mungkin dia bilang dari yang low note dulu gitu. Misalnya dari low note terus nanti, tapi jangan di low note terus kalau misalnya pas improv gitu. Nanti mungkin coba kita tanyain dia ya, dia bisa nyontoin nggak pakai, mungkin kalau dia pakai backing track gitu kan. Jadi mungkin lebih kerasa gitu kan. Nah,
Coba.
nah terus tapi jadi intinya dia tuh maksudnya dari yang low note, tapi kita harus bisa juga improv ke tinggi gitu. Jadi nggak bosenin mau tinggi rendah misalnya. Nah, jadi kayak atas bawah.
Ada
Mungkin kita tanya dia ya,
Ray.
dinamika. Nah,
Lebih
nah,
dinamika.
mungkin
dinamikanya.
kita tanya si Mang Ujang, mungkin ya kita tanya lagi coba.
Baik.
Hi Konstantin. So
Yeah, I just like opened this up. So
sorry
some
man,
notes.
because yeah man. Nah, so one of our friend asking that maybe you could would you mind if you exhibit for us the way you improvise with a backing track? Maybe it will understand
I can
them
play
better.
one right now.
Yeah, all right. So maybe we can hear you playing now. Thank you very much.
I can try to use some of these contrasts at the same time. And let me see. I didn't prepare for this. Which kind of backing track I can use?
It's just up to you, mate.
Just pick randomly.
I'm just gonna pick a random. I like to play in F. I love my B flat harmonica. It's the best one I have. So let me know about the volume levels if that's fine. I'm gonna adjust. I can adjust.
It's good.
Okay. Can
And
you
I hope I'm in sync. Let me play a little melody. This is easy blues melody.
Oh, amazing.
Oh my God. Let's open our mic and give him applause. Amazing. Woo.
Great.
Thank you, Konstantin.
Blue Monk.
Just having some fun. Yeah.
You're so great, by the way. So maybe a lot of things that we can learn from you. And also I just remember that the first time I learned about harmonica, I just saw you on your YouTube channel. Sunny, yeah. That's my favorite stuff from you, and I would like to say thank you to you. So maybe
nice.
here in Harmonika Nusantara, teman-teman kalau mau nanya boleh open mic juga, nggak harus ini ya, nggak harus Coba kalau ada yang mau berinteraksi dengan Konstantin, silakan. And also we have another question in our meeting chat. Yeah, for beginner, it's from Mr. Bagus. For beginner, which to do first to learn? Learn scale or tabs? What do you think? What do you think, Konstantin?
Wow, I think teach your ear, learn ear training. No
Learn
tabs.
training, right.
Don't think about notes. Learn ear training. So I love to work with drones. I think I've done that before in like YouTube videos and stuff. And actually, I'm not sure if you're aware or if I told anyone yet, but I wrote an instructional book for harmonica for the American publisher Herr Leonard, and it will be published this summer.
Oh, congratulations.
It will include a lot of stuff, a lot of beautiful songs. I got a fantastic guitarist who played the songs with me and recorded them. And yeah, also working with some drones. And then in the end, the whole theoretical aspect is basically just a relationship between two notes. And you want to get your ear used to that.
Okay.
So let me see if I can open this up. So I got the C harmonica, got the C drone. So maybe you can hear that. So that C drone is just playing a C and a G. So the gender is neutral basically. So it's not minor, it's not major. You can make it everything you want. You can play any scale over it.
Got it.
As long as it includes the perfect fifth. So you got C and G.
Okay, got it.
Let me get my C harmonica.
Yes.
I can try different modes on top. So there was Ionian. I could do Dorian. Phrygian. Lydian. Aeolian. You can't really play Locrian because it doesn't have a perfect fifth. But just looking at the C major scale, listen to the relationship. Play the C and dive into it, you know? Play the D, like how does the fourth draw sound against it? Does it sound dissonant? Does it sound consonant? Like, how does it make you feel? Can you connect it with something in your mind? You know, the harmonica is just invisible. You can't see it. So does it represent some sort of a feeling for you? You can remember that feeling, and you don't have to remember the note. Remember the feeling you get from it in relationship to that root note. 5/4 blow, E, major third. Makes it major. If I play the fall over blow, it makes it minor. So you got different feelings for, I mean, people say the major third sounds happy and the minor third sounds sad. So how does the F sound? It sounds very open, like it's also like very neutral. but also then try to move around just one step below that note, one step above that note. And how does that switch sound? Is there some resolution or not? Of course, we know that. How does that sound? So you can just like inspect, like a, like in science, I don't know, like a biologist, like looking at these notes and yeah, try to approach them from both sides, basically.
Okay.
How do they make you feel? Do you have like some sort of a visualization for them, or some feeling, some story you connect to it? Then you don't have to learn about harmonica tabs or scales.
Mhm. So the
Just
conclusion.
the relationship of two
Yeah.
notes.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I wish it will help to answer the question. So the first thing is about our ear. So jadi teman-teman, kemampuan mendengar kita ini harus kita tingkatkan gitu ya. Jadi nggak juga selalu melulu tentang pelajaran yang yang mengenai tentang teknik, tentang apalagi Kang, scale dan lain sebagainya. Tapi yang paling penting adalah
Ear
ear.
training.
Ear training. Tadi kata Konstantin. Anyway, Konstantin, it's just like an amazing experience when you teach us about that sound. Thank you so much. It's amazing. So our participants say that
Thank you.
it's just like yeah, thank you so
Mind
much.
blowing.
Nah, it's like a mind blowing. Mr. Bagus said like that. Yeah.
And oh, maybe I want to ask a question for Konstantin.
Okay.
Maybe would you mind to I mean, like, yeah, exhibit or teach us like how did you usually like how did you usually use technique for writing your own songs? I mean, like, do you write chords? And
That's a
then
good question. Right.
maybe one week later you think about the melody, or do you think about the melody first, then maybe you can improvise the chords afterwards? Because like most of my friends do the chords first, actually, like they write their own chords, and I don't know, maybe the singer and also like the melody player like think about the melody like 2 weeks later, something like that. So I don't know what's kind of your technique in writing music. Thank you.
Well, writing music, I wrote most of my original music on my second album, which was with my jazz quartet, and it was more like of a jazz fusion kind of project. And indeed, I think most of the songs were on the piano first, like definitely writing on the piano. If I think about the title track, that's always playing in before the Hono Live, which is called Algieri. I actually like the chords and the melody. They came out at the same time, but sometimes it's chords first, and then I think of a melody, which is usually maybe the harmonica-friendly way, you know? Because if you think about harmonica, if you think about the melody first, without the harmonica in your hands, then you might run into problems, and you think, oh, which harmonica am I going to play this song? This doesn't sound good. This doesn't either. So it's either, just coming up with the chords first and then figuring something out on the harmonica, or it's an actual harmonica idea that I know of that I feel like the melody is something that I want to use, or a different, or just some aspect of the harmonica that just lays out well that I want to add, like some technique or some pattern that just works well, you know? I want to play stuff that sounds good. I do practice a whole lot of stuff that I never play in front of people.
Yeah.
I only want to publish stuff where the harmonica sounds good, basically, which is hard to do, but, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I want to highlight the strength of the harmonica. I don't want to show the weaknesses. Nobody shows the weaknesses of their instruments like the professionals, you know. But they practice them.
Right.
So
Wow.
that's the path.
So thank you so much. So that's kind of the way that you do like for writing that jazz stuff. How about the approach that you do for doing like classical stuff? Because it's interesting. You also have some classical album, right? And maybe could you tell us like what kind of approach that you do for classical album? Because I don't play classical music, so maybe you can share to us. Thank you.
Yeah, that's interesting because thinking about it, I didn't even know like how I got into this. Of course, I mean, at some point playing the whole jazz stuff and started to dive into the duo setting just with the pianist, I always heard how Levy played classical stuff, and it was kind of disappointing that there's only like one harmonica concerto, you know? And I played that several times now with orchestras, and then it's like kind of sad. Like if they want to do some other project with you, they ask like, is there something else we can play with you? And you just have to be like, no, that's the only piece that's out there, you know? So we had to take it step by step, basically. So I got to know my duo colleague Benjamin, who's half Singaporean and half German. And he studied classical music at the same music school in Cologne. We never got to know each other there, but I didn't know about him. His whole family is full of jazz musicians, so he can do both.
Wow.
And that kind of helped. And he definitely taught me a lot. Like just playing with him, I learned a lot about like expression on the with classical music and how to approach Bach melodies and sonatas. How to articulate and just the expression, and also the feeling of time, which can be a little different. Playing with the conductor, and that's a whole different thing than jazz. So we had to start out playing pieces that already existed. You know, we started out playing these flute sonatas, and mostly stuff because the range of the flute is similar to the harmonica.
Do you do like chromatic harmonica concerto? Because like Spivakowski, for instance, like could you do it? Or is it possible to do on diatonic harmonica? Or I don't know.
I mean, you could play all the melodic stuff. Of course, you could practice that, but mostly with the chromatic harmonica concertos. I just got an inquiry like 2 days ago, and
really?
my concert agent said, "Oh, they want to play the chromatic Villa-Lobos chromatic concerto with you." And I was just like, I can't practice it on the chromatic for a bigger fee, you know?
Yeah.
But in the end, on the chromatic, they wrote for the chromatic, and they are using techniques that you can only do on that instrument. So
yeah, like it's
can't
quite hard, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
So it's
like,
impossible. It's not just hard. It's impossible.
Yeah, you can't play Howard Levy concerto on the chromatic.
So I wish you will write the second diatonic harmonica concerto. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I have to dive deeper into composition and classical composition. So, but after playing all these duo pieces with that were meant for flute or clarinet, we played these flute sonatas. So that's what we
Wow.
started out with. You know?
Amazing. Oh my God. So Ray, don't forget to make a conclusion about the discussion. So
Alright.
share
Ya, jadi teman-teman mungkin singkat aja. Mungkin yang tadi si Konstantin bilang kalau mau ngulik lagu klasik mungkin di sini kan. Jadi gini teman-teman, jadi ada namanya harmonika concerto. Itu mungkin kalau teman-teman belum tahu itu untuk perlombaan-perlombaan harmonika klasik yang dimana yaitu biasanya di negara-negara Cina atau Singapura atau Malaysia seperti itu. Dia emang ada banyak harmonika ke konserto, tapi untuk harmonika kromatik sejauh ini. Untuk harmonika diatonik, harmonika konserto itu baru ada satu, yaitu punyanya Howard Levy gitu. Baru punya Howard Levy. Nah, si Konstantin ini mungkin yang kedua nih yang ngulik. Nah, yang ngulik banget harmonika diatonik klasik gitu. Nah, dia sekarang lagi coba ngulik dengan cara yaitu coba dia ngulik dulu flute sonata yang tadi dia tunjukin tuh. Jadi karena flute tuh kan range-nya mirip-mirip sama harmonika diatonik, karena kalau kita coba di harmonika diatonik pakai konserto kromatik tuh bukannya aneh aja suaranya, itu nggak bisa sama sekali gitu. Soalnya ya ada teknik-teknik ya misalnya kayak di kromatik tuh kan dipencet-pencet gitu kayak. Nah itu nggak bisa di harmonika diatonik gitu, mau lu jagonya kayak apa nggak bisa gitu. Jadi emang agak unik ya diatonik gitu kalau untuk main klasik, tapi kalau Konstantin bisa bikin hebat banget, gua salut gitu aja.
Amazing, thank you Ray. Mudah-mudahan teman-teman di sini mendapatkan insight juga ya dari apa yang sudah disampaikan oleh Ray dan juga Konstantin. Anyway, we have maybe 7 minutes left, so 7 menit lagi ya bersama Konstantin karena ya kita sudah deal bahwa kita hanya it's only 1 hour with Konstantin Reinfeld. But thank you so much for your willing, Konstantin. So,
Thank you.
So for you, for all of you, if you have another question, please just ask him. Okay, we have 7 minutes left.
Maybe
Yeah.
sambil teman-teman mikir questionnya, ada question baru nggak nih? Coba kita lihat.
Saya boleh question?
Sure.
Boleh.
Mr. Eric, yeah, please.
Halo Konstantin.
Hey.
Okay. Wah, it's really amazing to have you in here in our Zoom discussion. Okay. I know you are very kind. You sometimes likes our videos in YouTube or in Instagram, and I once saw I released your video in YouTube about slow blues in G. That's your first video that I saw.
Yeah.
Slow blues in G. I hear so many amazing sound, like sound like that. Many sound. How you explore that sounds? How you explore that sound? Is there any kind of sound of or tone or in harmonica that you create on your own self and made your by your trademark? So it's Konstantin. I know it's Konstantin. When you play that, I know everybody know that's you. You really create that by in I think dengan benar-benar apa namanya, benar-benar tujuannya apa Mas Ray? Benar-benar mempelajarinya. How you explore that? You really serious that sound or by accidentally? Because I so amazing. Wah, it's so our sound, wow, apa?
Oh yeah,
sound,
I feel like
vibrato.
I feel like it's just all of your influences coming together at some point. And that's like unique for everyone. So before I played harmonica, I listened to indie rock music. Then starting playing harmonica, I got into blues. Of course, I listened to a lot of harmonica music. I listened to jazz. And then I got into electronic music. And at some point in Cologne, I even played in a techno band. We did some techno music live.
Oh.
So I had to do some different stuff because we were drums, bass, trumpet, and harmonica. So there was no harmony instrument. I was the harmony instrument, so I experimented with sounds and harmonica, just guitar pedals and harmonizers and stuff. So that's one thing where I had to come up with some interesting sounds, and I think I didn't even talk about some of the tongue techniques with James Conway during the last Honer live interview. And then I also got deep into music production. So yeah, then it's always just about sounds. I mean, the chords in pop music, they are always the same, you know? That's not interesting. It's about the sounds nowadays. So we got all the expression in our hands with the harmonica. And that's just, yeah, the different influences you get, I think.
Yeah.
And they come together. And if you get inspired by beatboxing, you're gonna sound different on the harmonica. If you listen to overtone singing, I don't know, maybe you start singing into the harmonica. It can be everything, you know, just like everything coming together.
Oh, the conclusion. Yeah, I mean, Konstantin bilang ya, pokoknya kita harus terus mencoba experience. Jadi harus terus eksperimenkan. Kita tingkatkan daya imajinasi kita nih, kalau kayak gini gimana. Bahkan tadi yang disampaikan Konstantin, mau kamu niup sambil nyanyi pun itu mungkin akan menghasilkan suatu hal yang berbeda gitu ya. Jadi itu mungkin yang bisa disampaikan. Ray mau nambahin?
Boleh nanya nggak, Pak?
Mas Yaya, oke.
Oh ya, mau nanya apa, Mas?
Alright.
Okay.
Anyway, Konstantin, maybe this is the last question.
The last question.
Can I ask
Okay,
last
thank
question?
you. Yes,
Okay,
please.
thank you.
Yeah.
Like it's Konstantin, like you said before, like we can add contrast in our play. Like I said, we can add colors or texture in our play, like playing tongue block or split or diddle do or tongue trill, everything. And my question is, how about time? What should we manage about our time, our notes in time?
Timing.
Yeah, timing.
Oh,
What
yeah.
about, or your view about time, your notes in time?
Oh, that's interesting. I feel like in general, of course, first of all, you got three options, right? You can play ahead of the beat, you can play on top of the beat, or you can play behind.
Yeah.
So the uncoolest thing is to play in front of the beat. That usually doesn't sound good. You can play on top, or you can play behind. And basically, if you talk about timing, it's always, and the phrase, it's always about the journey of starting at one point and arriving at the next one. And the most important thing is the arrival. If you arrive in time, then you're good. In between, you can go wherever you want, basically, if you arrive in time.
Okay.
So that's something that Brazilian artists can do exceptionally well, like the singers, everybody, also the instrumentalists, like in Bossa Nova. If you think about Joe Beam playing his songs on guitar and singing at the same time, and you know the song and the melody, and sometimes you get the feeling, wow, he's like way too late now. Like, how is he going to fit all of these next words into the next phrase? But somehow he manages to fit them in and arrive at that point. So that's the most important aspect of the whole thing. And you can practice that, of course.
How can you practice that? Like, what tricks or tips about that?
Oh yeah, if you think about rhythm and practicing rhythm, it's thinking about the three parts music is made of. You know, you got rhythm, harmony, and melody. And I got a lesson at some point by a pianist amazing jazz pianist. I visited New York in 2015, and I got a lesson with Aaron Parks, fantastic jazz pianist. I went to his home, and he talked me about his concept. And the most important thing about the whole thing is get the rhythm into your body. So for him, the melody resembles the heart, the harmony resembles your mind, and the rhythm is your body. So you want to get the rhythm into your body. And usually people think of joining a rhythm that's like outside of them. If you play with a band, oh no, there's a rhythm outside of me and I gotta join it. That's the wrong way of approaching it. Like, you got the rhythm inside and you want to make it part of it. I can open this up for you. Let me think of it. How am I going to find this? I want to show this to you.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Okay. Like the
It's hard to find right now. But
okay.
you want to get the rhythm into your body. So that means, of course, that's the first thing that people teach you sometimes with blues too. Like, move along and dance to the music. I think dancing, there's like so little dancing going on nowadays. There should be way more dancing.
Yeah.
Move along to the music. That's how I learned how to play in odd time meters too. I danced along to 7/8 Bulgarian music and stuff. So yeah, that's the most important thing. Dance, move along, do something that feels natural. Like, don't force it, you know. Don't do something that doesn't feel right. But yeah, just what comes out of you.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah, thank you so much for
points.
your recommendation. Maybe Mr. Haripochang would like to give us the
Statement.
conclusion. Yes, silakan Mr. Haripochang.
Okay, Konstantin, thanks for your insight for us. It's
Thank you,
very
everyone.
important because a lot of things that we don't know how to explain. For instance, you give us playing with drone, and then the three about rhythms, about beat on your body, and then melody on your heart. I guess, I don't know. There's the three points, big points. Then that's very important for us. And then, but I still remember here in my heart, because while you play bluegrass, wow, it's for me, it's something bluegrass. It's a song from Django Reinhardt, isn't it? You
Yeah.
play very, very impressive. So it's still in my mind, and then I play on and on that thing, because you give I don't know, your feel and then everything, because that song is quite need a lot of feeling. You still remember that song? Maybe you play bluegrass from Django Reinhardt, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
You
I mean,
play
you're
animals.
right. I mean, it's all about, of course, like, you want to touch the listener, or it's all about the emotions, because
Yeah.
in the end, if I play a concert and the audience comes up to you afterwards, some of them say, wow, it's incredible. You can get so many notes out of this instrument. I didn't know. I mean, that's a nice compliment, but that's the one I don't like too much. I much rather have somebody say, that really touched me. And that's it. Doesn't care about the instrument.
Yeah.
It just touched them. And then I'm super happy. That's the best compliment I could get. Like, I don't want to want them
here
to
you did
think, oh
it.
no, like this little instrument, like they have to forget about the instrument, you know?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did it, Konstantin.
Some
So
people told you call it just a toys, you know. But for us, harmonica player, it's a compliment also. Just like you said, I want to, like you said before, that there's a lot of possibilities from this little toys. A lot of possibilities. You can express all your soul, maybe your feeling and everything. So thank you for tonight. It's very impressive, and there's yeah, a lot of things you can learn further. Danke
Oh,
Yeah.
schön. Danke schön.
Danke schön.
Danke schön.
danke. So Konstantin, you really a good harmonica player and give us a lot of inspiration. So thank you so much. And yeah, you should know that Mr. Haripochang is one of the legend in harmonica in Indonesia. So he
Very
also
true.
did a lot of
No,
things in
just
harmonica movements. So we would never know about harmonica if he didn't play harmonica as well. So
Right.
yeah, it's amazing. And he
No, no.
also did touch my heart as you did, Konstantin, and I think you did a great job in harmonica. And also Mr. Haripochang, and
No, not really.
we also have a lot of dreams here in Indonesia. Our mission and vision is to educate more people in Indonesia about harmonica. So once again, thank you so much. Maybe mungkin ada yang mau disampaikan lagi dari teman-teman, karena this is our last thing before.
Kalau boleh
Yes.
tanya, kalau mau private itu mesti cost berapa gitu?
Yeah, maybe Mr. Joe boleh langsung boleh langsung ask Konstantin in his email, because
Tanya.
ya, karena itu sangat terlalu tidak sopan.
Private.
Ya, itu terlalu private. Jadi maybe if you want to have a private lessons from Konstantin, coba email aja ke Konstantin Reinfeld. Ada di konstantinreinfeld.com, di situ juga bisa. Terus juga bisa ask him, yes. Where is it? Yeah. This one. Okay. QR Harpo for his Skype, dan juga untuk Instagram Konstantin_Reinfeld ya. Jadi mungkin untuk private lessons, etc. you can ask him. So kayaknya the time is over, but please, Konstantin, this is maybe the last thing that we can give you. We would like to give you an appreciation, so please let me share this one. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
So it's just like certificate.
That's awesome.
Please come to Indonesia.
Yeah.
Please come.
Yang tadi udah bisa kelihatan kan ya?
Jadi diundang ya, Wak, ke TPJS.
Iya dong, harus main di TPJS.
So Konstantin, my uncle is the curator of one of the greatest jazz festival in Indonesia.
Wow.
I asked him to invite you to play here.
In the festival, I guess, I don't know, where's my dream, but let the dreams come true soon.
Yeah.
In Indonesia, in our festival in Bandung, why not?
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
It would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you.
Wow.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much, Konstantin. The time is over because we agree that we just have 1 hour with you. It's just like a sad things, but we have a lot of things from you.
Lessons.
You give us lot of lessons and inspiration. You just like thank you so much for motivate us to playing harmonica more and better. Thank you so much. Maybe for the certificate, I will send you by WhatsApp.
Foto dulu teh.
Yeah, so
Gambaran
sorry.
dulu.
It's just all that we can give to you.
All digital. Soon I get an NFT and stuff for this.
So maybe we can have a photo session together. Is it
I'm
possible?
ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr.
Open cam.
Okay, please, teman-teman semuanya open cam
Okay,
yuk.
on cam.
On cam.
Okay. Ready?
Ya. Mr.
One.
Oto sudah, Rafa belum ya? Oke. Satu. Oh, Mas Bagus deh yang ngitung deh. Aku juga mau harmonika.
Satu.
Get a harmonica, sir.
Wait a minute.
Harmonika.
Satu.
Ray, harmonika Ray. Nih.
Dong, Mas Fuad udah open cam. Leila itu adalah mama saya, jadi biarin aja ya.
Mama.
Satu, dua, tiga.
Please.
Oke.
Alright.
Oke.
Wow, thank you so much, Konstantin.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so much, Konstantin, for
Thank you, everybody.
tonight.
Yes, for you.
Thank you so
Boleh
much.
open mic, kita kasih applause.
Terima kasih, applause. Thank you so much your time.
Rafa Urip, okay, thanks.
Rafa Urip, Arispe.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, if you Konstantin, because the time is over, and if you have another activities, maybe you can just leave the Zoom meeting right now. So for buat teman-teman semua.
Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye,
bye-bye.
Cons.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, thank you.
Iya.
Yo, bentar lagi saya.
Alright, teman-teman. Ini Mas Burki lagi share screen atau gimana ya?
Kepencet.
Oh, pencet lagi coba Mas.
Bentar. Oke.
Oke, teman-teman semua, alhamdulillah. Workshop
Keren.
harmonika
Luar biasa. Tepuk tangan buat kita semua.
Mantap.
Senang banget.
Keren.
Terima
Baik
kasih,
banget
Mbak
orangnya.
Sarah.
Gimana teman-teman?
Luar
Boleh.
biasa.
Terima kasih juga buat Ray lo di sini. Ray
Terima kasih,
Ray
Ray.
cocok banget jadi hostnya.
Baik.
Mudah-mudahan bisa terus.
Salam ke Ray ya. Sama Kang Pucang.
Kang
Makasih.
Haripochang.
Waduh. Ditunggu tuh kalau benar-benar kesini nih.
Iya, Ray.
Keren tuh.
Ajak sini, Ray.
Ayo Wak, duet Wak.
Sok.
Bandnya gua aja sama Balawan.
Oh, oke, teman. Band. Combo.
Langsung aja tuh.
Combo. Kita
Kan cuma satu tiket berapa sih Wak? Satu tiket berapa paling 15?
15 ya. Cuman ngurus ininya nih, kalau bisa ini ke Beauty Institute ya, kita coba ya. Nanti.
Coba ya. Paling kan
Gitu ya.
15 fee ala kadar udahlah. Aman.
Kayak dulu si ini aja, si siapa? Si Brandon kan sama aja.
Yang penting aja jalan-jalan aja.
Jalan-jalan, nggak usah pakai band.
Cireng band menyari aja sini.
Iya. Jalan-jalan.
Ya, mudah-mudahan.
Lakukan perahu kayak mana kayak gitu.
Benar Mas.
bikin saat di festival, terus bikin konser, terus bikin workshop gitu.
Workshop ya, kita keliling.
Iya, keren.
Itu apa? Di chat ada ini ya, ada form evaluasi workshopnya. Jangan